All right. In the last video, we basically just set up some refactoring, set up our code as more of a cleaner plugin. In this section, I think we're ready to actually do some prediction, some autocomplete on this input here so that it actually gives us some address recommendations from Google. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the Google Place API, and what you'll need is an API key. And this is an example that we're going to base our code off of. So if you're curious, you can go to Google Maps platform for develop the Google Maps platform documentation and go under places and place autocomplete address form. And you should see options for TypeScript, JavaScript, as well as CSS, HTML implementations. They recommend getting started by loading the library through the script here. We're going to probably do something a little bit different, but this is the TypeScript implementation that will follow. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and we can get started just by loading this into our component class here. So this defines in our UI folder, this defines our Angular component. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste all of this in here, and I'm going to get rid of everything that we don't need. So everything below map address data is something that I pasted in there. And we're going to get rid of this comment. Okay, the next thing we need to do is actually install the maps library or API. Let's go ahead and run yarn add Google Maps at Google Maps / js-api loader. Now we want to import, since we're not going to be using the script version, we want to import loader from, and now we want to create a new loader so that we can import the places library. So we create this new loader, and we'll pass it the API key that we will handle in just a second. And then we want to import the places library. We want to use the places library. So now we can do loader dot import import library. Then this will return a promise that we can, and then we should be able to create a listener in here. So let's see. Let's move this into here. And then we need to get the input element. This dot. Let me comment this out. It's just causing some error. This dot address text dot the element of that. Let's see, what else do we have here? I think I'm safe to delete this. Then here we'll change this to this dot fill in address. That will call this function here. So now we're on to this function. Let's try to make this a variable within this class. And we'll say and for this error, let's just remove this type for now. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issue. Okay. I think that's okay. So we have to get the API key into here somehow. For testing, I think you're okay just throwing it in there just to see if it works. Since I'm recording this, I'm going to see if I can grab it from my env file. Okay, so I have my API key. I'm going to plug it in here once we're ready to start testing. The last thing we need to do is we need to set up our onInit function so that once the Angular component is rendered, we actually call this function. And I believe that should just be this ng onInit should get called, and we're just going to call our init autocomplete function there. Other than that, I'm going to let me double check everything. I think we are good to test this. So I'm going to build this. I'm going to pause the camera, build this. I'm going to plug in my API key here, not from my environment variable just yet. I'm going to plug it straight into here, build it, and run it as this, and we'll see the results here. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is I did have to make a change. So I ran this and just to see if it would work, and I had to make this change here. So this.autocomplete is now equal to new Google.autocomplete, not Google.maps.places or what was here before. So that I had to change. I was running into an error there. So now let's rebuild here and let's try again. All right, let's see what we got here. So just built everything again. Let's refresh and let's see. There we go. We got some autocomplete happening. Looking pretty good. So now I think that's a good place to stop. In the next video, we're going to look at actually saving this information and creating a relation to the seller. So stay tuned for that one. I appreciate you tuning into this one though, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next one.